Hello everyone, Staker here, aka Gothic Cat Girl Witch here. Sorry for the unplanned video, but this is just real quick. I want to say first off, happy Quakecon day everyone, if you're watching this on Quakecon day. So this is all being recorded like literally the day before of, and I completely forgot Quakecon was going on until yesterday, so I apologize for that. So, reason why this event means at least something to me, I've never been to Quakecon before, unfortunately, just because A, I can't afford to, and B, I don't live near Texas. So, but this is always a yearly event I look forward to because Quake is a game, game series I grew up with. So, I'm not here to talk about Quake exactly. I'm more so here to talk about kind of some predictions that might happen. I know I said on Twitter and Blue Sky that it's not going to be a predictions video, but it's like, okay. Since Night Dive decided to say, oh, there might be something announced at Quakecon, I was like, what could that be? So, I have a few predictions already, and I'm pretty sure it's already kind of common as to what the predictions are. So, Heretic and Hexen Pack, that is kind of a likely bet, but that's kind of more of no idea if that's actually going to be true or not. Quake 4 kind of has a more likely chance of it being the next remaster that Night Dive's doing. It's literally a sequel to Quake 2, it's single player, so kind of makes sense. I don't know if they're going to go with that yet or not, because Quake 4 was not developed by id Software at all. It was developed by Raven Software. So that kind of goes back to the same reason why I don't think it's going to be Heretic and Hexen, as much as I would love it to be. So I'm going to give a shout out to, you know him as Quake Dad, Ruby Ranger. He made a video on Quake 3 needs a remaster. I watched that and listened to it at work earlier today, and a lot of what he said is I can see Quake 3 being the next remaster. And he goes over kind of like why it needs to happen, and I agree with a lot of what he says on it. So I will, if you want to check it out, I will link it down in the description. If you come from my video, tell him I said hi. So anyways, back to that. So, I want to kind of go into the Quake 3 remaster possibly being a thing, and the way he wanted the single player side of things, I'm on board with. I think that's something that the Quake 3 single player is lacking, is a decent single player. I know Unreal Tournament, and yes, I'm more the Unreal fan than the Quake fan when it comes to that. Unreal Tournament single player at least had some depth into it a little bit because there's more variety. It's not all straight up deathmatch. That was always my major complaint with Quake 3's campaign I should say. So with that in mind, I want to go into kind of where I think Quake 3 has a better chance at being the next project than Heretic, Hexen, or Quake 4. Quake 3 was still done by id Software. I do think, I know Quake Live does exist, and Champions exist as well. I've played both of them. I love Quake Live. I still think Quake Live is like the definitive Quake multiplayer experience for me. Champions, I don't have strong feelings of. I've played it. I'd rather play, it's one of those where it's more like a LAN game for me than playing it online competitively. So, don't want to get into Champions unless I want to do a video on Champions down the road. So, Quake 3 being the likely remaster project. id Software made the original game. Team Arena obviously has to be required because when you buy Quake 3 nowadays digitally, Team Arena is usually included with it, so it would make sense to include Team Arena with it. I own both those games on disc, so I'm still going to get the remaster when that comes out. I don't know if I'm going to get it on Steam or not. I do own Quake 3 on GOG as well, so Anyways, back to what I was saying. When it comes to the single player side of things, it needs to be revamped. Also, I think that video just decided to stop. Oh well. Point being, Quake 3 single player does need to be revamped badly. And I think Night Dive will pull it off. And the reason why I say that is because you don't just need to worry about just Quake 3 Arena and Team Arena. You also have to keep in mind Dreamcast version exists, Quake 3 Revolutions exist, Quake Arena Arcade also exists, as well as Quake Live. So I think if you want to get the ultimate Quake 3 remaster, all of them need to be involved. And yes, I'm including Quake Live in that too, because Quake Live was originally a browser-based version of Quake 3. Originally. So, and Quake Live has some exclusive stuff that I think would add a lot of stuff to Quake 3 as well. Most of the mods from Quake 3 are ported over to Quake Live anyway, so it makes more perfect sense. Speaking of, the mod support side of things is going to be interesting if they decided to go that route. So I personally think all current Quake 3 mods that's still been around for years, I think they should be supported. It makes more sense that way. They already did it with the Doom plus Doom 2 remaster thing. I don't really like to count as a remaster, I'm not gonna lie. That's a topic for another day. But I think if you're gonna go the mod support route, I think all the mods that could work with it should be supported. Another likely reason why I think Quake 3 has a better chance than Quake 4, Heretic, and Hexen is because there's excuse me. Okay. I did say this was unscripted, so I'm gonna be fucking up a bit. Don't mind me. So, a major reason why I think Quake 3 has a better chance too is because there's a lot of lore deep within Quake 3 that doesn't really get explored other than the manual, and as well as the Primal Strategy Guide, as well as Quake Live kind of has some bios with some of the characters as well. So that could be a reason why. We won't know what the next remaster thing Night Dive has until probably Quakecon tomorrow or whenever they announce it. So, but Quake 3 is definitely on the list of games that I think do deserve a remaster at some point, or at least a package, kind of basically. Quake and Quake 2 remasters were so done very well that I think Quake 3 getting that treatment will work out a lot better. Again, add in all the stuff from the previous games, and then you got the ultimate Quake 3 package. I do think for those who want it, I think those who just want the regular Quake 3 experience obviously include it as well, because you already did with Quake and Quake 2. You still include the original games in case people would rather play the originals, because not all mods work with the remaster. So, now, as far as anything else goes, I know a couple other things are definitely going to need to get announced. Doom Dark Ages is definitely getting DLC. That's basically confirmed at this point. I'm kind of indifferent with Doom Dark Ages, and it seems to be a popular opinion that Doom to Dark Ages is kind of meh, from what I've noticed. I could be wrong. If you like Doom Dark Ages, more power to it. I've played through it, and I don't have a willingness to go back to it anytime soon. I will probably share more opinions on it down the road whenever possible, if I decide to do a Doom Dark Ages video down the road. My next video I'm more focused on right now is the long-awaited Zelda video that I've been on and off working on. I've just been busy with other stuff. So, anyways, that is it as far as QuakeCon news goes. I can't think of anything else to say when it comes to Quake other than have fun. If you're going to QuakeCon, have fun. Get a bunch of frags. Bring your PC. I will be celebrating by wearing my QuakeCon t-shirt that I've had since 2020 to work. So, we'll see what happens. I may do if the Quake 3 remaster gets announced, if that ends up becoming true, then I will probably stream it like I've done the Quake 2 remaster and the Quake remaster. So, we'll see what happens. Anyways, I will see you guys later. Take care, everyone.